Hi, my name is John Norman. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for San Antonio ISD. Tonight's presentation is a board action item on in-district charter school renewal recommendations. We have two objectives: to request approval of the renewal of in-district charter schools that met their goals, and to provide an overview of the community engagement regarding charter renewals. I'll first provide a brief high-level overview of our in-district charter performance oversight. This is information we've presented to the board and the public before. For all in-district charter schools, we issue school performance contracts to set goals. We do annual performance reviews to progress monitor on how schools are doing. We provide ongoing support and monitoring. And at the end of the charter term, which is typically 3 years, we recommend a renewal determination by the board. These are the performance contract domains and metrics. You see we have a variety of diverse metrics in academics, organizational, and financial. We have a commitment to ongoing community engagement and not only continue what we're doing, but also to get better on our community engagement related to charter renewals. We have an always learning activity under the charter authorizing objective to improve ongoing parent community engagement. We're going to make sure the annual performance reviews include student and family focus groups. We're going to begin renewal activities much earlier in the spring prior to the school's renewal year. And we'll make sure that all charter schools receive a comprehensive charter renewal survey in the fall of the renewal year. So here are our first set of renewal recommendations. These schools are recommended for a 4-year renewal and may continue their charter as indicated for the recommended term. I'm going to go through each of these schools at a high level, but in enough detail to give the board and the community a sense of why we're making a recommendation for 4 years for each of these schools. So the first one is Advanced Learning Academy. This is an 1882 partnership with CAS Network, recommended for a 4-year renewal. And as you see, they met all of their goals in each domain. The renewal term would be 4 years. You can see that it would be from school year 23-24 through 26-27. We would assess data after 3 years and consider renewal in the fall of 2026. So each slide that we have for each of the schools has a summary of the community feedback that we received. At the top, you see quantitative data on attendance at events, as well as responses on survey. For the teacher survey, the top number is the number of responses, 62. Then you have the campus average, as well as the district average. Below that, you have the parent survey, number of responses, campus average, district average. And then we recently conducted a renewal survey, and you see the number of responses to that survey. So the feedback we received for Advanced Learning Academy was positive feedback around student learning experiences and a healthy learning environment. And because we have so many schools, I'm not going to read all of the information on the slide. I'm just going to do a high-level overview for each school. The next one is Cass Tech, another 4-year renewal. You see that Cass Tech met their academic metrics, partially met organizational, and met financial. The same 4-year renewal term that we discussed with ALA. Community feedback from Cass Tech. You see that for Cass Tech, they exceeded the district average for community survey. Right below the district average for the parent survey, the feedback was that the faculty is engaging. There are many opportunities for the students to be successful at Cass Tech. Next one is Bowden Academy. This is a partnership with School Innovation Collaborative. This school met their academic goals, partially met organizational, met their financial goal. The community feedback was the school exceeded the district average, far exceeded the average on the teacher survey, also exceeded the average on the parent survey. We saw in the feedback, the faculty and the staff clearly care for the students' well-being. The next one's Gates Elementary. This is another school with School Innovation Collaborative, 4-year renewal, met their academic domain, partially met organizational, and met financial. Community feedback here. The teacher survey exceeded the district average. Parent survey was below the district average. Feedback we received is that the staff are informative, they're helpful, and families appreciate the small school setting. Our next school for 4-year renewal recommendation is Lamar Elementary, also in collaboration with the School Innovation Collaborative. School met their academic, partially met organizational, met financial. Community feedback was that on the teacher survey, the school exceeded the average. Parent survey also exceeded the average. In the feedback, the staff and the parents appreciated the focus on social emotional learning and high academic standards. Our next school for a 4-year renewal recommendation is Burbank High School. This is a partnership with Texas Council for International Studies, our IB partner. Burbank met their academic domain, partially met organizational, and met financial. On community feedback, Burbank was slightly below the teacher average on the teacher survey, above the average on the parent survey. There's an interest in more elective choices and pathways, but the staff and the students felt like that the teachers were invested in their students and they really go above and beyond. Fenwick Academy, another school in partnership with TCIS, our IB partner. Fenwick met their academic domain, partially met organizational, and met financial. Under community feedback, the school exceeded the average on the teacher survey, right below the average on the parent survey. The feedback was that there was a balance of student experiences with academics, fine arts, PE, and social emotional well-being, and that the teachers were highly engaged. Thomas Jefferson High School, another IB school in partnership with TCIS, they exceeded their academic domain, partially met organizational, and met financial. Community feedback, we had great attendance at their charter renewal meetings. Feedback from the survey, they exceeded the average on the teacher survey and also exceeded the average on the parent survey. At Jefferson, there was a strong sense of family throughout the school. Students were challenged, but also with appropriate levels of support. Democracy Prep at the Stewart campus. This is a partnership with Democracy Prep Public Schools. So Democracy Prep met their academic, organizational, and financial. So for the teacher survey, they exceeded the average. For the parent survey, they also exceeded the average. Some of the feedback we got is the school really puts the needs of families and students first, and that there's excellent customer service. At Storm Elementary, partnership with Cisa Puede Schools, Storm met their organizational, academic, and financial goals. Community feedback, Storm exceeded the average for the teacher survey and also greatly exceeded the average for the parent survey. The feedback was that the educational practices are rigorous with high expectations and that student success is a priority. At Young Women's Leadership Academy, this is a partnership with Young Women's Preparatory Network. YWLA met their academic goals, partially met organizational, and met financial. For community feedback, YWLA was right below the district average for the teacher survey, exceeded the average for the parent survey. A sample of the feedback was the school has high expectations, cultivates a great sense of camaraderie and college readiness. Ball Elementary, this is a district managed school. They met their goals for academic, partially met for organizational, and met for financial. The community feedback, Ball exceeded the district average for the teacher survey, was below the district average for parent survey. Got feedback on the surveys that the faculty and staff represent teamwork very well, and they're always willing to help students' families, and they try to promote a growth mindset. So the next set of schools, we have 3 schools that exceeded their goals and therefore were eligible for a 5-year renewal. First school was Burbank. So Burbank exceeded their academic goals and they met their organizational and financial goals. So therefore they're being recommended for a 5-year renewal. Feedback from Briscoe Elementary exceeded the district average for the teacher survey and the parent survey. Some of the feedback we got was the faculty and staff care about the whole child. They support them through a variety of options, including arts and academics. Harris Middle School, the next 5-year renewal recommendation, they exceeded their academic goals and they met their organizational and financial goals. Community feedback was that on the teacher survey, they exceeded the average. parent survey also exceeded the average. Some of the feedback from parents was that the teachers provide an advanced curriculum. The school is also seen as safe and academically sound. Ogden Elementary also recommended for a 5-year renewal. They exceeded their academic goals, met their organizational and their financial. Community feedback, they exceeded the teacher average for the teacher survey and exceeded the district average for the parent survey. Feedback was there was a strong sense of community among the families, and the faculty and staff are very informative and supportive. The last set of recommendations are schools being recommended for what we call a probationary renewal. So this is a 3-year renewal, but these schools will be subject to the heightened monitoring and must meet specific communicated expectations for performance. So all 3 of these schools are with our IB partner, Texas Council for International Studies. The first school is Hubbards. Hubbards met their academic domain, so that's worth celebrating. They did not meet organizational, but they met their financial domain. Under our renewal rubric, this qualified them for a 3-year renewal, 3-year probation. Under the community feedback, the school was below the average on the teacher survey, as well as the parent survey. The feedback we got in terms of the sample, the campus leadership was focused on attending the students' needs, and there were monthly activities that families appreciated that allowed them to participate in their children's education. Woodlawn Academy also met their academic goals, did not meet organizational, but met financial, being recommended for 3-year probation. Community feedback, slightly below the teacher survey average, slightly below the average for parent survey. But the feedback we got from a sample was that the school is a warm place to work, where people's feelings are respected, and people appreciated the offering of both dual language and international baccalaureate. The last school for probationary renewal recommendation is Woodlawn Hills Elementary. Partnership with TCIS, met academic, did not meet organizational, met financial. This school was right below the district average for the teacher survey, as well as below the average for the parent survey. But the feedback from the survey was that student learning and well-being is a priority, and the school location may not be ideal, but it's still highly recommended by families. So a little bit more about what a probationary renewal term means. So each school must submit a comprehensive plan that includes metrics and goals to address the areas where they fell short on their outcomes in line with the goals that we set, specifically for teacher satisfaction, parent satisfaction, and student attrition. This plan must be submitted to our Office of Innovation, by February 24th, and we will check in on implementation twice a year. So that concludes the presentation on charter renewal recommendations. We have a set of schools that are being recommended for 5-year renewal, 4-year renewal, and a 3-year probationary renewal. Thank you so much.